and onto stage A, which is the clock tower, which is essentially stage 10, but I guess the programming doesn't allow 10 to be shown, so it is. When moving on, I do have to say anyone who actually played the Castlevania, or Super Castlevania IV, knows that this is the stage to play, because it is just, it's awesome, it's great, it's anything I look in the Theosaurus, look under great, it's pretty much that. Music gets you pumped for the climb of the tower, and it's visually astounding with all the moving parts, but there is one thing I don't like about this stage, which is the slowdown that you get sometimes from it. And I'm going to get a lot of hearts that don't really, are a little bit tricky to get. And you don't necessarily have to get like that big heart over there. That's just slightly difficult to get. And you don't really necessarily need to get it. But with this one, this stage, and the next one, you're going to need a lot of precise movements. Because if you don't, you're going to die a lot. Because it takes preciseness. A lot of precision. And if you have a bad controller like my old controller, there's no way. That's why I kind of waited a little bit to record this, because I wanted to get another controller for at least this stage. And that's a dagger, which I don't want. And went there. You want to do a short whip for a bit, and do your long whip for the last one, duck, and just kill that guy. So if not, he will hit you back, and you'll fall in a pit, and you will die, and you'll have to do it again. Now, seeing that it is fashion Castlevania fan to pretty much have Medusa heads in the clock tower, except for maybe the first one, because it has annoying harpies, but nevertheless. The Medusa heads are not exactly that difficult in this. Like, there's a few times where they do get annoying, but not like number 3 or the harpies in number 1. They're just there, and if anything, I have to say that the stage itself is more of a hassle. With this bone dragon, you will probably clip onto the ring. I'd say just let go once you actually do it, because you don't want to be going up with the bone dragon there. Alright, fantastic. Now, a lot of these are just regular hearts. That one over there here is a clock, and one over there is a holy water. But boomerang is probably going to be my choice until at least the end of the game, if I can hold on to it. But I do have to say, if you do die, the holy water is probably a good close option for this boss to do. But there is another boomerang pretty much along here. Let me get over there quickly, because I want to do that, to get rid of him quickly. Now here I want to do this. Again, there's hearts, and I think there's a sub-weapon there, but I'm not totally sure, but you need to come over here to this. And here's a good place to get a 2 or a 3 with whatever weapon you have. Except for the axe, because it's on an arc, so if you have liquid. Okay, so here's the mummy, which is a very not well boss for the awesome stage that we had. I really thought it would be a better boss. He does teleport 4 different locations. He will go most likely where I am, the middle, or over on the side, or where he is now. I'm just kind of waiting for him to go where I am, because I can kill him a lot easier He does shoot bandages, which go in a zigzag pattern, or fireballs, which he's doing now. I'd mainly use boomerangs, and he's really not really cheesing me out, but I really don't want to get hit, just in case I fall back. But you can use the whip on him, which I did do in my fail file, and he's just a little more difficult to beat him. Just takes a lot longer to beat him. Okay, so on to stage B, and on to Dracula. Okay, stage B. So, actually, personally, I have to say that stage A should have been stage B, and stage B should have been stage A, because the clock tower gets you a lot more pumped for fighting Dracula than this stage. This stage just, if anything, kind of depresses the hell out of you. Now, you can actually just jump through the stairs and just go down, but I personally like to not get hit, but I already got hit, so... I hate these guys. They're from the third game. Alright, I'm just going down the normal way. Why not? Alright, so... And there is a way... I'm actually going to chance this. There we go. So you can go from those blocks to these stairs, but you gotta make sure you don't fall. You gotta press up as you go along the stairs. So this part here, with the bats and the bridge, there's no really immediate danger if you actually stop. The bats will just hit you, and the bridge will just stay pretty much assembled until you actually continue moving again. And you don't really necessarily need to do what I'm doing, but I like to show off just a little bit the parts I can actually do well. But you don't really need to get any of those, because those are just hearts. Now we have the Wheel of Death. Now this part here, I do have to say, will probably be the end of a lot of people who's got this part of the game and they're like, okay, it's good, and if stage A gave them a little bit of hard time, this part will definitely cringe a few people, because it is very unfair because of collapsing stairs. And if you miss those collapsing stairs like that, you're dead. There is no stage for error. And I knew I was going to die, that's why I didn't care if I looped my boomerang. And some of these parts, I do have to say, are a little bit ridiculous. Alright. So I do want to show that this would be virtually impossible in the original, I have to say. Because up to use your weapon would be almost impossible to do. Trying to get these ones on the collapsing stairs, no, there's no way. So luckily, this one was meant for the controlling, so this is. Now I am going to try to get this boomerang, but I failed. I kind of want to get the boomerang, but I don't think I'm going to, because it's a little bit challenging to do. Okay, come on. That's also another thing I don't like about this, is that if you need to jump right by the stairs, that you clip onto the stairs and you can't jump. I didn't want to get my flip upgrade because I didn't want to chance. Even though the Wheel of Death is pretty much coming up pretty fast, it does slow down kind of when it comes on the screen. I hate that. That was a facepalm, if anyone actually heard that. Because I have a habit of holding the button down when I attack, which I really shouldn't do. Alright. Now if I do get this in one continue, I will keep it. But if not, and of course. Alright, so essentially you should want to probably go up here because you do go up a lot faster. But I don't get a weapon, which means I can't get those hearts along those collapsing stairs too well. But you'll have a lot of time for the Wheel of Death. So let's try it this way. So I can't get this. So if you try to get those with your whip, you're gonna fall. The time you take for your whip to get out and whip, it just doesn't equal to the time that you need to get the thing. But I'm going to, well, I don't really need to get the dagger and all that. And I think I'm going to just ignore the get the boomerang, just to not die again, because I'm probably going to die further up here. And that's also another thing, is that you're probably most likely going to, if you do die, you go all the way down to the bottom. You can see why the developers wanted this to be the last stage, but seriously, I really think that they should have done A for the last stage. Alright. They probably could have actually used... Now this here, now this is what I'm talking about, the clipping onto the stairs. So if you go onto anywhere near the stairs, you're going to clip onto them, so you gotta make your jumps count. Down, down, jump, jump, jump. There we go. Oh my goodness.